So today we're going to be measuring flexibility. We're going to be doing 4 tests. The first one is the Canadian trunk forward flexion test. The next one is the YMCA sit and reach test. The chair sit and reach test. And last but not least, the straight leg raise test. So the first test we're going to be doing is the YMCA sit and reach test. So you want to have your athlete warm up for about 5 minutes. Then you want to have them take off their shoes as well. Then you want to have the athlete sit with the measuring stick between the legs with its zero end toward the body, with the feet 12 inches apart and the toes pointed upward. The heels should be nearly touching the edge of the tape line at the 15-inch mark. Next, you're going to have the athlete slowly reach forward with both hands as far as possible on the measuring stick, holding this position momentarily. To get the best stretch, the athlete should exhale and drop the head between the arms when reaching. For the Canadian trunk forward flexion test, you want to have the client sit shoeless with the soles of their feet flat against the sit and reach box at the 26 centimeter mark. Just as we did in the YMCA sit and reach test, the participant should slowly reach forward with both hands as far as possible, holding the position approximately 2 seconds. Make sure the participant keeps hands parallel and does not lead with one hand. You also want to make sure that the participant's knees stay extended and remember to have them exhale and drop their head when reaching. The score for both the YMCA sit and reach test and the Canadian trunk forward flexion test is the most distant point reached with fingertips in centimeters or inches. Once you get that number, you can compare them to the following tables, which are the norms for each of the previously mentioned tests. The YMCA sit and reach test and the Canadian trunk forward flexion test are both measures of hamstring flexibility. The next test we're going to be doing is the straight leg raise test. The straight leg raise test assesses the flexibility of the hip extensors. So first, you want to have the participants lie on their back. Second, you want to make sure that the lower back is snug against the floor or table. Third, as a tester, you want to raise one of the participants' legs while ensuring that the other remains extended and flat on the floor. Fourth, you can measure the angle of the range of motion with the goniometer. To score this, a minimum angle of 80 degrees is acceptable and an angle of 90 degrees is desirable. The chair and sit reach test will assess hamstring flexibility in older individuals. First, you want to go ahead and place a folding chair that has a seat height of 17 inches against the wall for stability. Make sure your client is sitting on the edge of the seat. Second, the client should then extend the leg being tested in front of the hip with the foot on the floor dorsiflexed. The other foot should be flat on the floor. The client should then reach down slowly to touch their toes with leg extended as straight as possible with back straight as well. Next, the client should hold this position for 2 seconds while the person administering the test should place the ruler parallel to the client's leg. 2 practice trials should be done, followed by 2 test trials. If client is able to reach the big toe, then the score is 0. If client does not reach the big toe, then the score is negative. Anything past the big toe is scored positive.